new babe.
What's good, TMG fam? It's your boy L, and I'm back with another reaction. How y'all feel? Welcome back to the channel. Salute. So listen, man. 15 craziest things swallowed by a snake. Now, normally I have me a bottle of water just in case stomach get a little, you know what I mean, queasy. But I don't have one, so I think I'm gonna have to Iron Man tough this one out. Alright, so yeah, I don't have any water. That's crazy. But I'm gonna tough it out though, man. We're gonna check this out. This might be super disgusting, nasty, vile. We're gonna check it out though. We're gonna power through it. Alright? Yeah. Here we go. And oh, quick, don't forget, if y'all ain't signed up or subscribed yet, go do that, man. TMG Fam Vlogs. Let's go.
With those legendary unhinging jaws, snakes are capable of gobbling up all sorts. And some of the things these slippery customers have sucked down their necks are truly bafflingly weird and strange. These are the craziest things swallowed by a snake. Number 15. Deer. There is no animal on the planet that a hungry snake could not eat, and that goes double true for pythons. And that is a simple fact that has been proven time and time again, and now we're going to prove it one more time. Wildlife officials working in the Florida Everglades happened to stumble upon this sight. What you're looking at is a 15-foot-long Burmese python halfway through eating a 76-pound female deer. It goes without saying that the deer is, not breathing. The snake's ability to unhinge its jaw came in particularly handy during this meal, allowing it to basically swallow the animal whole in one simple bite. And that's a pretty nightmarish sight for the humans that just happened to walk in on the whole thing, isn't it? I mean, glad it wasn't me. Pythons are famous for their I'll eat anything approach to life, but that doesn't make it any less crazy. The deer was not chewed up whatsoever. That's like devouring the whole buffet table without taking a single bite of, well, anything. Even the table. Like this video.
I think that's the part that gets me, man. You know what I mean? It's no chewing, no none of that, no that. It's swallowing it whole. And him being like this narrow, but can go like this wide and just the relax of his jaws and opening up. That's crazy.
Smash the subscribe button and click the notification bell right now, or this centipede will crawl on your face when you're sleeping. Now it's time for the juicy topic. This horrifying footage shows the terrifying moment a snake attempted and almost succeeded to swallow a crocodile. We all know snakes can eat things much bigger than them, but a whole crocodile? Yes, really. And this is far from the only
I would have thought croc versus snake, croc would win. That's crazy.
Only time this has happened. Maybe if he was that scared of crocodiles, Captain Hook from Peter Pan should have hired a snake to help him out. Thankfully, these guys were quick to intervene and save the poor croc mid-swallow. If they hadn't, he'd be snake food for sure. Comment down below with the hashtag juicy topic and let us know your opinion.
Whoa, it looked like that croc was in the snake's den. So the snake looked like it was defending the egg. Did you see that? Or was it in the croc's den? I don't know. It depends.
In relation to what we just showed on screen. With that said, let's keep things moving. Number 14. Pig. Almost all of us love a little bit of bacon now and then. Sorry, vegans. But did you know that it's not just us that enjoys the taste of pork? Apparently, snakes are pretty big on it too. Especially when it comes delivered fresh on the dinner table. This is unedited, real footage. A Burmese python devours a full, dead pig on top of a dinner table. What context could there be for this video? It's kind of pointless asking because, well, look at it. Watch how this snake manages to completely unhinge its own jaw, slowly devouring the pig until eventually the whole thing has disappeared. In a way, it's one of the greatest magic tricks you could ever hope to see. Right? I'd like to see David Blaine try this one. Actually, no, cause he would do it, and he'd make us watch. That was an error on my part. The context for this video, if you're curious, was part of a scientific master's thesis to explore the science of snake feeding behavior, just so that nobody thinks snakes have now built their own houses. I know some of you had already leaped to that conclusion. Number 13. Alligator. Yes, seriously, we have found actual video evidence of a snake eating an alligator. Yes, an alligator, one of the apex predators of the modern world, eaten by a snake. Well, a python. It's not like it was chewed up by a grass snake. Now that would be a video. Take a look at this video and you'll see how absolutely nuts this is. This time-lapse footage shows the snake slowly devouring one of nature's most terrifying predators, and the alligator is completely helpless to do anything about it. You can see the alligator writhing around to try and escape, even when only its tail is left. Unfortunately, the struggle does absolutely nothing. The python finishes him off pretty quickly. Well, maybe not quickly, but he finishes him off at ×6 speed. And if the video is not time-lapsed, well, Joey Chestnut better watch out. We have a new 4th of July hot dog contest contender. Since they're considered to be such powerful predators, it's rare to see alligators in positions like this. But
yeah, that's still blowing my mind though, bro. And then he's still kicking like, at that point, it's just hard for me to believe that an alligator, like you said, apex predator, one of the most powerful, like, that's hard to believe, fam.
But it's also kind of fascinating. This python seems to have absolutely no problem devouring or digesting the alligator. In fact, it's totally calm throughout. That's the kind of energy I want to have when I eat a big meal. Number 12. Electric blanket. Of course, not all snakes focus on eating other animals, predators or prey. Sometimes they like domestic pets, get curious and decide to eat whatever they can find in the house. Things like, for instance, an electric blanket, and the electrical cord, and the control box. Why not? The 12-foot Burmese Python seemed to have no problem consuming the entire queen-sized electric blanket, complete with accessories. In fact, the snake's owner said that the blanket was always kept in the cage for warmth and likely got tangled up when the snake was devouring a rabbit. Still, the whole incident ended with the python in emergency surgery, where experts took an x-ray that revealed the blanket and its wiring were extending around 8 feet throughout the python's digestive tract. Thankfully, the operation...
So we do surgeries for that now? We do surgeries to remove blankets from snakes now? I would have just thought that, you know, he swallowed it and that's the end of it. I didn't know we do surgeries for that. That's crazy.
Was a success, and the electric blanket was recovered. Oh, and the python was fine too. This is one of those stories that just proves that snakes aren't all that different from cats and dogs. Everybody eats some weird things now and then.
Because of why he swallowed the electric blanket.
Although, not all of us need emergency 2-hour surgery to get an electric blanket out of our chest. Yet, number 11, Impala. As surprising as it would be, we're not talking about a car here. We're talking about an African rock python that devoured a lamb whole. Although at this point, a python swallowing an animal whole is old news. We should dress it up a little. But where's the fun in that? The footage was captured at a national park in South Africa by a woman that heard odd screams coming from the impalas. When she arrived, she saw the horrifying sight of a mother watching helplessly as her child was slowly devoured by a python.
Its next meal as its mother looked on helplessly.
For the python, of course, this kind of meal is a dream come true. It's the acid in the python's stomach that breaks everything from their food down. And when you get to devour something as big as an impala lamb, well, you don't have to feed again for a whole year. Imagine that! There's something heartbreaking about the idea that this poor mother had to watch her child being eaten. But this is the circle of life. Pythons will eat anything that they can happen to find, and they don't have the conscience to think about others. A diet might help though. Number 10. Goat. Many places all around.
A whole year. So it could spend a year almost searching for the right meal. All I need is one. One. That's crazy.
Around the world cooks some incredible meals with goat meat. But nobody, and I mean nobody, eats goats like a python eats a goat. And I have the proof to back that claim up, if anybody is going to challenge me on it. No? Well, here's the footage anyway. In 2015, a 10-foot-long python snuck into the small Indian village of Garkuda and the Sonakali Reserve Forest. While taking photos of the forest, a photographer heard noises.
Photographer Ronnie Chowdhury happened across a group of villagers.
Those noises, of course, were the sounds of a giant snake digesting a whole goat. The photographer obviously decided to abandon his pretty photos of trees and refocus on what must have been one of the most spectacular sights you could ever hope to see. For the next 4 hours, the photographer and a whole host of visitors watched as this snake digested the dead goat without a care in the world. Once the goat was fully digested, the python took almost no real notice of the villagers, slithering back into the forest, presumably to find another meal. Now that's an unforgettable day out, right? Number 9. Beach towel. We've all been there, haven't we? You think you're enjoying a nice meal, it's all going well, and then you realize that you've actually been chewing on a beach towel. Sadly for one python, the realization came too late. The towel had already been swallowed. Yikes. Outside of Sydney, Australia, the small animal specialist hospital staff was surprised to get a brand new guest, a female python named Monty. Naturally, Monty had swallowed an entire beach towel, an item that, despite the snake's powerful stomach acid, is completely undigestible. The vets get to work, using their forceps to grab the towel and slowly remove it from the snake's internals. Eventually, the beach towel comes out with some ease, presumably bringing great relief to the snake, who was anesthetized, so she didn't feel a thing. Okay, better forget that last part then. Still, at least she woke up without a towel in her. It's hard to hear the story of a snake called Monty Python requiring surgery to remove a beach towel she tried to swallow without thinking it's a joke. While it does sound like something the pythons themselves would do, this was a very real incident. Don't underestimate the beach towels, guys. You will require surgery. Number 8.
Like normally when you hear somebody say, they'll eat anything, you know, it's a bit of an exaggeration to that part. But these pythons and snakes, they eat literally anything. Blankets, towels, like come on, bro, remote controls, like what's up? And y'all think they won't eat people? Stop it. Y'all better be careful with these pet snakes.
Plastic water bottle. How many times do we have to discuss the dangers of single-use plastic? This material causes an incredible amount of damage to the environment and the animals that are forced to deal with it daily. Case in point, the cobra with a plastic stomach. This cobra in India had the misfortune to eat a plastic bottle that it found on the floor. After several hours of sheer misery and with the help of a man with a poking stick, the cobra regurgitates the plastic bottle that it just could not digest. This incident quickly became a viral sensation, with many pointing out just how disturbing it was. The cobra is gifted with the ability to regurgitate its food, but not all animals have that capability. If this were another animal, the creature would have likely died. When you throw single-use plastic away, where does it go? Nowhere. It doesn't get recycled, it just goes somewhere else. And as we see from this video, that usually causes a great deal of harm to the unsuspecting animals that happen to consume it. Number 7. Eggs. It's not just our animal meat that snakes enjoy. They also have a little-known affinity for chicken eggs. You heard me correctly. Chicken eggs. I'm sure that if they could work the
That's why you be seeing like people on Instagram. I think it was Deion Sanders I follow one day, and he was going to his chicken coop, and they was having to pull out a snake outside of the, like trying to get into the chicken coop, man. Like, so if you got chicken coops, I'm pretty sure you're aware that you gotta be cautious for snakes. You always got to be on alert for snakes.
And you'd find that many snakes love a nice omelet. This video shows a bull snake eating chicken eggs right from the coop. What happens here is absolutely fascinating. Not only does the snake not really care that he's being caught or is being filmed, but he takes the care to eat the egg properly. When the egg gets around 4 or 5 inches into the snake's throat, he sharply contracts his muscles and lunges forward slightly. This simple action actually helps to crack the eggshell inside the snake's body, effectively making it easier for him to consume the white and the yolk. So it's no different than when humans crack the eggshell, right? It's wild to think that snakes would have any interest in eating chicken eggs, but clearly, these animals will eat anything. It's probably easier to list the things they won't eat than the other way around. Huh, sounds like me. Number 6, itself. Yeah, this is not a joke. We've all accidentally taken a bite of ourselves while eating a sandwich or whatever, but this is a very different thing. This snake is, for lack of a better word, kind of an idiot. It may be easier to think of him as an Inspector Clouseau of snakes. The king snake is one of the most opportunistic predators
So that goes to show that they really don't have no feeling like that. Because if he's eating himself, he gotta like feel that, don't he? Like, come on, man. Like,
could possibly find. They have no venom and kill by constriction, often choosing to consume other snakes that they can find, including venomous rattlesnakes. But they have this very unusual habit of confusing their own tail for someone else's. I think you know where this is going. Quite often, the king snake will bite down on his own tail and then realize the error. But this snake didn't do that. He actually attempted to eat his own body, all because he did not know that it was his own tail. That's classic comedy right there. Of course, at this point, it becomes impossible to eat one's own body. Thankfully, a snake expert managed to cut the incident off before we reached that point. I mean, how embarrassing must it be to accidentally eat yourself? Number 5, a teddy bear. By now, we've established several times that pythons will eat just about anything they can get their fangs around. That includes bears. And apparently it doesn't really matter if they're alive or not. Case in point, the python that ate a teddy bear. It sounds like a storybook, doesn't it? But, you know, with surgery. A 6-foot python in Australia ended up having to undergo surgery when she happened to wolf down the teddy bear with little consideration for the consequences. When the owner noticed,
again, we're doing surgeries. I didn't even know we did that. For snakes, for snake retrieval, item retrieval from snakes. I didn't know we did that, bro. I'm still like, jeez Louise. As Nori would say, jeez Louise, Baba jeez. We do that?
the snake's bulging belly, they decided to take her to the vet. The x-ray quickly confirmed their suspicion. The bear was indeed in the snake's stomach, and the animal went under the knife of a vet that had never operated on a snake in a career of 16 years. Thankfully, the snake came out of the operation better than ever, with just 15 stitches to remember the experience by. Of course, the owner was thrilled that their snake was back to good health, but they couldn't just throw the bear away, now could they? The bear went through the wash several times and was soon returned back to its owner. Happy ending all around, I think. Number 4, golf ball. Unless you're some kind of ultra-wealthy businessman or a professional golfer, you could be forgiven for mistaking an unfamiliar golf ball with something else. Well, to a point. It's unlikely that you'd mistake a golf ball for a car, right? When this black rat snake stumbled upon a rogue golf ball, he clearly didn't know what he was looking at, believing it to be an egg or some kind of frozen animal. He ate it naturally. After all, a snake's favorite pastime is sneaking into other animals' nests and consuming their eggs. Because they're wonderful, caring creatures, obviously, eating the golf ball was obviously a big mistake for the snake.
Look at he's turning his jaw crooked. He's trying to...
Who soon found himself brought to the Ohio Wildlife Center for x-rays. Those x-rays, of course, confirmed that the item the snake swallowed was a golf ball. And golf ball...
And some of y'all right now sitting here like, oh, look at him, he's do not trust a snake. And that goes for both ways. People that are snakish and real snakes.
Balls do not get digested. Believe me, some people have tried. While we don't know what happened next, the snake likely had surgery to remove the ball. Those surgeries are common among animals that have mistakenly consumed sporting goods. I wish that wasn't as popular of a condition as it is. Number 3. Ceramic egg. Now, this is one that makes a lot of sense. While snakes are known to occasionally eat bizarre things for seemingly no reason whatsoever, this is a classic case of just pure confusion. The snake ate the wrong egg. We've all done it. When the owner began moving their chickens from one coop to another, they found a 5-foot-long black rat snake beneath one of her animals. The snake was in the middle of eating a sizable ceramic egg, designed to encourage chickens to lay eggs in a specific place. I think you know where this is going, right? The snake was immediately brought to the local vets to undergo emergency surgery, hoping the egg could be removed, and the snake would survive. Thankfully,
Y'all are very generous and kind-hearted people. I must say, cause I don't know if I could have took the little, you know what I mean, to the vet after he's in there eating my eggs. Are you serious? Like, y'all are very kind. I ain't made it to that level yet. I'm hoping to get there one day.
it worked. The egg was fine, and the snake was good too, but mostly the egg was okay. This is one of the most understandable errors in judgment by a snake. The animal knew that it was going to eat an egg. It just didn't count on it being a fake ceramic one. It's the classic game of where's the egg? Number 2. BBQ Tongs. I know what you're thinking. How could anybody, animal or not, consume a set of barbecue tongs and live to tell the tale? You forgot one thing. Snakes are in a class of their own. There is no limit to what a snake will eat. You invite a snake to a barbecue, you better keep an eye on the grill.
Give it time, that's the wrong way. Oh.
Snickers the snake made the fateful decision based on one factor. The tongs were still covered in the delicious remnants of a previous grilling session. Hoping that it would be some kind of delicious meal, he unhinged his jaw and ate them. When his owners came to realize that the tongs were missing, they quickly put the pieces together. For reasons I'm not going to judge, Snickers' owners decided not to take him to the vet, but to just give him a little massage. Sure enough, an hour later, the tongs were free. Although, not sure they should be used again. Barbecue tongs are easily one of the craziest things that an animal could eat. They're not digestible or tasty. They don't even look like something you should get confused about. Thankfully, Snickers managed to rid himself of the object. And I guess that's a happy ending. Number 1, another snake. Not many people realize that snakes are so predatory that they're even willing to eat their own. That's the discovery that a South Australian farmer made when he found a brown snake halfway through consuming another. What a day to be a farmer. The farmer was busy testing moisture levels in hay bales when he almost found himself stepping on the snake. All he could see, he says, was one head and 2 tails. When he inspected closer, he saw that one of the adult snakes was consuming the other. Despite their similar sizes, it seems the snakes were determined to eat one or the other regardless. What a fun world that must be. Knowing what was good for him, the farmer chose to keep a safe distance and let the snake finish what was going on. Experts have often pointed out that snakes, like many predators, have absolutely no problem killing and cannibalizing one another. In fact, it may be the only way for some to get a decent meal if the circumstances are especially tough. Well, better them than us, I suppose. Which of these things do you think is...
Not only will they eat anything, bro, they'll eat other snakes. Like, they're not going anywhere anytime soon. They're gonna always... When you can do that, first of all, when one good meal can last you a year, you eat anything, and you'll eat other snakes, like, yeah. Snakes will be around till the end of time. Believe that. Believe that. Snakes, roaches, IRS, all of that stuff is going to be around to the end of time, man. You know what I mean? Y'all get at me in the comment section, though, bro. I'm out of here. Till the next reaction, man. Make sure y'all go hit up TMG Fam Vlogs. TMG Fam Vlogs. The link should be in the description if I ain't forget. It's your boy L. Till the next reaction. I'm out. Peace. Y'all stay solid. Hey.